Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Nana's Space. If you've not been here before, my name is Nana. I do reviews of shows, series, movies. I'm currently reviewing New Amsterdam and we'll be talking about season 4, episode 15, Two Doors. Thank you for all those who have liked, commented, shared my previous videos. If you've not subscribed, please do. Let's try and get this channel to 1,000 subscribers. Let's get right into it because this was a really hilarious this is a really funny, hilarious episode. So Max has gone back to the office and sat in his former chair with his legs up on the table. And Fortis charters into the office and Max is like, you know what? It's better lighting on this side of the table. And while he's busy ranting, the phone rings and the ringtone got me laughing so hard. Why would you have the ringtone for Helen? I think it's Justin Bieber. And the lyrics, I think it's, girl, you got it yummy, 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 yummy. And I'm like, Max, I get it, you're into the lady, but dang it, why would you make such a ringtone for her? And I think that was enough. That was the set tone. That was to set a tone to a number of phone calls that will come later. So, first of all, shout out to Ryan Eggold who directed this episode. I could see that the lady who plays for it just wanted to laugh so hard, but she was trying not to. And, you know, he picked up and Helen was like, oh, do you remember the gazebo? I think they were role-playing, like, long-distance relationship, fantasy, I don't know, seeing in their heads out loud. And somehow they got into somewhere, there was a gazebo and they were going to find themselves in there. And Helen was like, oh, I walked past the gazebo. And then Mark was like, I'm just talking to waiters. Can we talk about this later? So, hi, babe. Oh, okay, let's add hi, babe to the list of names you call her. Or they call each other. So the call ended. And then the next time the phone rang, I'm just going to do the phone call first. So this was just hilarious. The next time the phone rang, Helen was in the theater operating on someone, and the camera angles was just genius because initially you would think Helen is doing the procedure, which she hardly ever do. She ever does what you said procedures by herself. So that camera angle just had her in frame, and well, someone was holding the phone to her. So I guess there were two people in the room. Someone was holding the phone to her, and it was on loudspeaker. So then Mark was like, oh, so you know, we go back to the gazebo and we're tangled to each other. And Helen was like, no, like, this is not the right time to talk about how we vandalize national monuments. And the lady next to Helen was like, I want to hear. She embodied the audience because we were like, we all want to hear what you guys are doing. And Helen was like, I'm going to have to call you back. Is that okay? The call ended. The next time the phone rang, and I remember that piece. That was that same piece of software. Not software. Phone equipment, I don't know. That she was using when she was on a video call to a group of oncologists in Haiti. And Max walked into her office talking about the quantity and the quality of his vomit. And that was the same piece that they used during the Domino project. What's it called? The Domino donor thing that they were doing for liver transplant. That same handset, I remember it. Because then they were in a meeting. I don't know what meeting Helen was in this time. The phone rings. First of all, why do you have your phone connected to the microphone? Why is it on loudspeaker? And for life of me, you guys had nothing else to talk about the whole day? Anyway, so then Max picked up the phone. Continue his rant about this gazebo. And again, the camera pans from Helen and like, the people sitting next to her, their faces, I saw two grandpas, no shade, they're mature men. I saw two men and their faces, they were like, what the heck? This lady must be very freaky. And the husband or the boyfriend or whoever she has on the phone, even worse. And she tried to end the call and it wouldn't end. And he was like, wrong number. I was like, oh. That was too bad. That was too funny. That was too funny. Floyd. Oh, Floyd. Oh, Floyd. And I'm deliberately ending it here because there's a final part to Helen and Max conversation I'll talk at the end. But let's jump to Floyd. So Floyd walks in the office, walks into the the hospital, trying to make eye contact with everyone. And people are like, mate, we don't fool with you anymore. After what happened last episode, we don't fool with you anymore. And he was somehow surprised. For the life of me, I could not get my head around it. And Fortis made a deal with Max. No. So Max said she was going to run Fortis out, and Fortis Max needs votes. Max needs votes because the last time Brantley was out from the board of directors, or well, she's the head and she got out, so she's not in the circle anymore. But for them to have a majority to get rid of Fortis, Max needs votes. So she went to this urgent medical unit that they have cooked up with no patient, and it's on the 6th floor. Okay, let that sink in. 6th floor. If it's that urgent, why is it on the 6th floor? The last I checked, urgent things should be much accessible than that. But anyway, on the 6th floor, the person who was running was like, if you get me patients, I'll give you my votes. So Max went to Dr. Cow, went to Casey, went to Iggy's nurse or admin lady, and they were like, mate, we don't want to be fooling with New Amsterdam, because the last time we were there, you left and we were hand dry, so we don't want to be doing this anymore. So he found himself on the roof, and for the first time, Floyd got up there. I was like, dude, people are violating this roof business. It used to be Helen and Max, and then Fortis went there, and now Floyd. So Floyd got up there, and the Max was like, I've tried to get all my friends to come on board, and no one was joining. And Casey made a great point. He was like, hell no am I coming, because you will get your behind on the plane and leave us for London and hang us dry again. We're not doing this. And fair point. Fair point. He has a fair point. He's been hit before. He's not about to get run over twice. Especially that what's his name? Bloom did what he did to him. He was not here for that. But he looks good though. I like his the highlights in his hair. He looks good. So I think then Max said to Floyd on the roof, "Oh, I asked all my friends and no one wanted to help." And Floyd was like, "Well, you never asked me." And the Max was like, "Exactly." I was like, "Oh, let that sink in, Floyd. Let that sink in, just in case you had no idea what you're getting yourself into." And it makes me think, like, a lot of the decisions that he's been making, it's like he doesn't think it through, or he doesn't realize the impact of what he's doing until it really, like with Bloom, until Bloom shifted him to, what's her name, Evie. He still didn't get what Bloom was doing. Like, if you don't want me, fine. Like, if I'm not good enough for you, I'll pass you on to my friend. It didn't click onto him. And Evie also said to him, "You love New Amsterdam too much. I'd rather you marry New Amsterdam than me." It still didn't sink in. And you've gone to, what's her name? Lynn, almost destroying their marriage, or whatever is left of it. And again, it took him going to the house to look at the pictures for him to think, mate, maybe I'm not doing something right. Like, he's a great doctor, but he lacks insight into certain things that bothers me. And he reminds me of Max. Like, when he's being so ditzy and dense, it takes me a long time to sink in. I think he made that comment to Helen once, like, sometimes it takes me a minute to remember what is important, especially you. And I think Floyd suffers a little bit of that disease that Max has. And they mirror each other very well. I like the parallels they put with the characters. So Floyd had to make amends. So Max got back and realized that the urgent medical department is fully staffed. Everyone is back, Casey is back, even Bloom was back. And Max was like, how? Why? And we're like, Bloom, Floyd got us all back. And like, he needed to redeem himself because people were not here for whatever he was selling. And there was a case that Dr. Wilder had about this patient who was terminal and wanted to see wanted to walk his daughter down the aisle, I think granddaughter down the aisle, I can't remember. And they went and got the homeopathic medicine lady to come and kind of support or get him into a state of mind where, because he's got months, he had less than a few months to live, but he was hoping that he would have 3 months to live. And when they gave him the medication, he calmed down. He almost hallucinated the dance with his daughter, and it was such a beautiful scene, so nostalgic. And I don't know whether it was to foreshadow what is to come, and I'll be talking about spoilers for the next episode, so stay tuned. So that scene was very beautiful. And then we cut to the end of the day, and Max got on the phone eventually to Helen, and I think the New York time difference to London, the time Max was getting home, it was about 3 a.m. in Helen's side, and she just jumped in bed. So he called her, and she was like, oh, do we still want to go ahead with our role play? And she was like, how? Let's pretend I'm there with you. And needless to say, the choice of words, someone did a video on Twitter, the words, the images didn't do the words justice. So someone did a video of just the words, and kudos to whoever wrote this episode. They captured the essence and the longing of long-distance relationships, and it was very pertinent to the times we're in, especially with COVID separating so many families. I mean, Australia just opened its doors for loved ones to meet again. So I'm sure many people have encountered this arrangement that Max had with Helen over the phone, talking her through this romantic dialogue that allowed her to envision or imagine Max being there. And needless to say, it's not what are the words I would like to describe? It was, though they were not there, the words and the emotions they conveyed made it very sensual. And I think that is what he was trying to go for. And I couldn't really see the tattoo very well. I think he's got a tattoo near her belly button. I wasn't sure if it was a butterfly, but Max was in his kitchen in the apartment, and Helen was in her bedroom, and Max wanted Helen to imagine him being there. And the camera angle panned over the top of the bed where you could see Max appear and give her a kiss on her nose. And it kind of somehow, don't come for me on this one, but it kind of reminded me of when he used to wake up and there will be his ex-wife, whose name has just escaped me. She would just be lying there. Like the play of camera angles and how she'll appear and disappear. That's what this reminded me of. And someone did a screenshot of the Max appearing and disappearing into each other, and it was words couldn't describe the image. It was really lovely. It was really nicely done. And someone pointed out rightly that they had better communication apart than they did in person. The number of times Max would call Helen and they would talk in this episode alone. And sometimes they'll be in the same space and not say anything pertinent, anything important, nothing. Spoilers. The promo for the next episode. First of all, we are in hiatus till 19th of April. My God, that's a whole month and a bit and some change. So the next promo for 4:16, you see Max with a ring in a bathroom. I don't want to get my hopes high, but these people can mess with us a lot of the time. So I don't want to get my hopes high, but I'm hoping that he's planning to propose to her. So we have wedding bells coming along. Bloom tried to make amends to Casey. I hope Casey drags her through the mud for a little bit. She's so entitled. She done that to what's her name, Layla, and then now Casey. Casey was a rock solid friend, and by here we are. And as for Iggy, the ticking time bomb is here. Like, he's met that chap from work outside. I hope Martin catches him. I hope. And I saw Lynn coming to talk to Floyd about the baby. I don't know what's that about. But it'll be interesting to know. So next episode will be 19th of April. Thank you all for watching and liking, commenting, sharing. Let's get the conversation going in the comment section. I'm still working on trying to get it, Spanish and Portuguese subtitles. If anyone knows how, please let me know in the comment section. I haven't worked it out yet, but I do get messages. I do see messages about getting subtitles in. All right, until then, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.